Okay, it's live.
Live. I'd like to call to order the July 23rd, 2024 Columbia Borough Council meeting. Could I have a roll call, please?
Council President Zink,
Here.
Councilperson Kaufman,
Here.
Councilperson Fisher. Here. Councilperson Price. Councilperson Bergard.
Here.
Councilperson Stahl.
Here.
Councilperson Murphy. Mayor Lutz.
Here.
All right. Would anybody care to offer an invocation? If you'd like, please rise for a moment of silence. And Councilperson Stahl, would you like to lead us in a pledge?
Yes. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Announcement of executive session. July 9th, at the conclusion of the council meeting, there was a executive session to discuss litigation. Are there any additions, deletions, or reorganization of the agenda needed? No. Could I have a motion to approve the agenda as published?
So moved.
And a second. I have a motion by Councilperson Kaufman, second by Councilperson Bergard. Or, what did I say?
You said Kaufman.
Stahl, second by Councilperson Bergard. I'm so used to that. He threw me, he threw me there, Eric. To approve the agenda as published. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? All right. Citizen comment, non-agenda items only. I didn't grab the sign-up sheet. I believe I saw your name, Frank, for sign-up.
Good evening.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask the status of 700 South 9th Street. My understanding is it has a lockbox on it. I don't know if that's tied for a realtor or that's the borough's. I had asked to go through the property at the end of last meeting, but I never got a call. So I'm asking the status of it. Is it being shown? What's going on with it?
We've not done anything with that property. Did you want to
I would
address
say,
that?
I'll just do, as far as I know, there hasn't been any interest in that property or showings of that property at the moment. If someone were to be interested in that, we'd have to either put it out to bid or do an auction for that house, because it would have to be moved, right? I mean, it's either going to be torn down or it would be moved if somebody wanted it. But as far as I know, unless Mark didn't tell me about it, I don't know of anybody that's gone through that property in the time since.
If somebody's interested, how do they get to go through?
I have a key for it, if I'm called.
Right.
Say that again.
I have a key for it.
So I'd have to see
If I'm
it.
let-
Well, I mean, before that happens, council would need to discuss if this is which way we're going to go, what we're interested in doing with the property.
I believe the reason Frank's bringing it up is Frank and Mark had a previous conversation
Mm-hmm.
about what you're talking about.
Yes.
And he asked about seeing it before he goes any further. So,
To make a long story short, the engineer ran it by me at the last meeting. But I'd be interested in acquiring the house, moving it onto the lot that I'm purchasing. I never thought about it. So, like I said, I'd asked to look at it. I didn't know who to go to, so I talked to one of the managers, but I never got a call. So I'm trying to find the status. Is it going to be sold, or is it, where are we going with it?
It was something that had been considered. But nobody had shown any interest in the property. So we had honestly resigned ourselves to having to demolish the house. Because, moving a house is not a simple venture by any stretch of the imagination. So we had that's kind of what it had come to. But if I don't see any reason why he couldn't go look at it and see if it's something he would be interested in.
Right. But I mean, it would still have to go out.
Correct. It is still an asset of the borough. Yeah.
It's still an asset.
I just thought I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Yep.
If it was worthwhile to me. I have one other person that I've been talking to that might be interested, but until we know the status of it, I've come here.
Yeah, it's just sitting there. There's no status.
I think if you're interested, I think Wilson can show it and then pursue it further. If you're wanting to pursue it further, then we'll make a decision on.
I'd like to go through it.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
why not even?
Yeah.
Be interested in me. And then again, I don't know what it's supposed to move, I don't know. I don't know how to trick it, but until I look at it, I won't even consider it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Wilson, can you give him your number and
Okay.
you can get with Wilson and
All right, okay. It's my understanding, all borough managers, councils, you all run your meetings, you all run the borough a different way. I understand the last borough manager always met one-on-one with the council people. I guess whatever issues they might have or whatever they want to know. I worked construction all my life. Traveled to New York, I traveled all over, I worked pipeline, I worked 3 Mile, I worked so many different places. And our steward, when he had an issue with the management, he always took somebody in with it. Regardless of, management could say that he made a deal or whatever, and that was a good thing that we've always had. I looked at the turnover we're having of employees, especially in the office. In my asking around, trying to put questions to different people, the answer that I got, now I don't know, I haven't been here, but the morale is so bad in the office. And we have people resigning all the time. Now, I'm not going to mention the names that's on the sheet, but I just want to bring up about why are we having such a big turnover of employees?
well, I mean, we can't discuss employment matters. We can't discuss personnel matters.
There's got to be a reason. I have never seen it this bad. I know one that retired, and I'll mention that retired, the only one I know retired, the others are resigning, and there's got to be a reason somewhere along the line. And I never liked the idea of going in there one-on-one, because to get the council gets stuff on answers. That has nothing to do with people leaving, but I wanted to get that in.
Yeah.
I say, go ahead.
No, that doesn't really play a part in why people are leaving.
Well, we just had somebody, that's all. And I understand the morale in the
I
office.
get it. I understand your
Yeah.
concern, and
Morale in the
Trust me,
office is so bad, is that because borough managers texting all the time?
we're not gonna accuse anyone of anything that's not being proved. And
The other thing I picked up on the street is council is not informed very well. They don't know what's going on, the left hand, they don't know what the left hand and right hand's doing. Is there a reason for that these people don't get together and at your executive
Well,
session? And
we don't get together because as a group, because that's a violation of sunshine.
you have your executive session.
And there are very specific reasons why we can have an executive session, and we strictly adhere to that.
Okay.
And we announce those. We're not getting together just to talk. And I mean, I believe everyone is informed of what's going on. We all have our leadership roles, and we keep each other informed of what's going on if there's something that needs to be said. So I don't know where you're hearing that, but,
Keep on the street.
well, and they're just rumors, Frank.
Yeah, and I'm not in there, I can't verify some of it, but just watching, and I see the turnover of people leaving, and just, people I talk to, I know some you can trust and some you can't, but I just have to ask, thank you.
Is there anyone that would like to speak that did not get to sign up? Yes, Sharon.
Good evening. I just wanted to elaborate just a bit on Frank, what he said about that house on, I'm thinking it's Franklin, but it is South Franklin. I don't know what the actual address is. I thought it was 700 Franklin, but the farmhouse.
Yes, we know what you're talking about, for sure, yes.
Mhm.
Okay, so I just wondered why you wouldn't be anxious to almost give that away if somebody wants to move it, because it's going to cost the borough a lot to demolish it. And if someone actually paid to move it, you would save the money. Like when you took the McGinnis house down, that was, wasn't it $100+ to demolish? Now, that had
Yes,
asbestos.
that had a lot to do with the asbestos
Right.
that was in there,
Right.
but
Still,
yeah,
it's,
yes,
it's not gonna be demolished.
correct,
So I'm just wondering,
Because it's a borough asset,
yeah,
and we can't give away a borough asset.
right,
yeah.
when I say give away, I'm not saying free, but I mean, really at a cost that somebody might be interested in.
I mean, I think that would be, I think you'd see that if we put it out to bid, like I believe we have to. I think it has to
Yeah.
be, as an asset that's worth more than $6,000, I think we have to do that.
I mean,
But I think the bids would reflect the fact that you've got to pay whatever it costs to move the house. I don't think somebody's gonna, that house might be worth, I don't know, $250,000 or $300,000 as it sits today. But if you've got to move it, it's not worth that much, right? So I think
Right.
that's where you'd see that in the bids that you receive for that.
But not only saving the money of having to demolish, but wouldn't it give them on the tax rolls again? I mean, it's a borough property now, or we could
Yeah.
get municipal tax for it
No.
if someone moved it and lived in it, right?
Yeah, I
No.
mean, well, if
It would
yes,
increase
the
would
assessed
increase
value
the assessed value of the
property.
place that they moved it to,
Yep.
but it's not
But I mean, currently, you're not collecting municipal taxes because you own it.
right.
So somebody would pay if they moved it and.
Right, but they're already paying municipal taxes on whatever lot they have. So yes, it would increase the
Right.
taxes a little bit, but
if you put a house
it's
on it.
not, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just wanted to say,
Yeah.
thank you.
In our discussions, Sharon, about this, I mean, if there would be one bidder and they would bid $1 and that's where it stops, we would be happy to let it go for that, if they're gonna move it.
It makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Heather, I don't know where we're at with the McGinnis, development, but is there a timeline that when this absolutely has to come down, or?
I was gonna say, you guys might know.
Well,
Derek would be
site
the.
plan is-
We'll be planning on moving dirt next spring, so before then,
Here,
Or actually, yeah, probably it wouldn't have to until all of the roads
Well,
went
that's-
in.
and
That's
really
a
it's-
stormwater. That's
it's out
where
of-
stormwater basin would
Yeah.
go,
Oh, is
right?
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, not till they're digging the stormwater, so that probably would be early on then.
Yeah.
and currently there's a nice field to take it across.
Make it a little easier.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Is there anyone else that wanted to speak that has not signed up? All right. Minutes for approval. Could I have a motion to approve the Borough Council meeting minutes for May 28th, 2024?
Second.
I have a motion by Councilperson Kaufman, second by Councilperson Stahl, to approve the Borough Council meeting minutes for May 28th, 2024. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Wait, it got taken off? Oh, no, you're. Okay, we're way down. I forgot. I'm like, wait a minute, where's the mayor? Yeah, we got a whole lot going on here. Next, could I have a motion to approve the Borough Council meeting minutes for June 25th, 2024?
Second.
A motion by Councilperson Kaufman, second by Councilperson Stahl, to approve the Borough Council meeting minutes for June 25th, 2024. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Next, could I have a motion to approve the Borough Council meeting minutes for July 9th, 2024?
Second.
I have a motion by Councilperson Kaufman, second by Councilperson Stahl, to approve the Borough Council meeting minutes for July 9th, 2024. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? All right, presentation and acceptance of reports, community development.
Yes, I'd like to acknowledge the receipt of the zoning and planning reports for June 2024.
Any questions, comments, concerns? No. Finance, I would like to acknowledge receipt of the finance and AR reports for June 2024. And I would also like to note that the lien report is delayed due to vacation time.
Yep.
And that will be presented in August. And that's the liens for the second quarter. Did anyone have any questions? The AR report is the first one that was pulled out of Edmonds. I think it gives what we needed to see without a whole bunch of extraneous details. So if anyone feels that they needed more details on it, let me know. And we can work on that. Or we can,
Yeah, the detailed report is 35 pages, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, if anybody wants it, I have it at the ready, so.
Yeah.
To the end of June.
so, and basically just to clarify, that column that says not due, it doesn't mean that it's not owed to us. It means that it was not given a due date.
That's correct.
So like they were sent a bill, but they weren't given a due date. So we can't classify it as number of days late.
So Tammy,
Yes, sir.
I'm assuming you ran this report
June 30th.
with your old style report?
Yes, this has any old stuff that came over from our antiquated system. It's all been input
And
in.
you feel comfortable with the new report?
Absolutely.
and the new-
Absolutely, yes. And I just want to add to that, since you brought this up, since July started, we've received in payments through the AR $32,000. So I mean, this looks, payments are coming in, and I feel like it's working really well. I've probably worked through the AR system, I don't know, 6 times I've looked at it or more, and Lori's looked at it. We've, used 2 sets of eyes, and we've pretty much, I think, fine-tuned it. There's still little bugs because we're new to it, because it's only been a couple months, but I really think it's going to be great because of it being in the accounting software and not a separate program.
Right,
So I feel very strongly this was a very good investment.
okay, thank you.
Thanks, Sarah.
Yeah, I know it took us a little bit of time a little bit longer than we thought, but we
Yeah.
wanted to take the time to make sure that the
Absolutely.
reports we were getting were right and that we felt comfortable with them before we presented them, so. All right, any other questions on the finance stuff? All right, safety and marketing, Councilperson Brigard.
Thank you. I'd like to acknowledge the receipt of the public safety reports for Columbia Borough Police Department for June 2024, Columbia Fire Department for February, March, April, May, and June 2024, Columbia EMC report for June 2024, EMS report for June 2024, acknowledge receipt of the codes compliance report and condemnation report for June 2024. A few things here. The fire department reports are now current. I personally apologize for 1, 2, 3, 4 being 4 months behind. It was a glitch in the process of getting them from the department to the general. That has now been resolved, and that we will be current month to month moving forward. Our next EMA quarterly EMA meeting is this Thursday, July 20th, right here, Borough Chambers, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And lastly, I wanted to thank all of the fire departments, the municipalities and agencies who responded, shared equipment, spent resources, and sent people, both volunteer and professional, to Thursday's devastating fire at Tollbooth Antiques. A special heartfelt and sincere thank you to the Columbia Borough Fire Department, Columbia Borough Police Department, Columbia Borough Traffic Police, and Penn State Health for your fierce dedication and unwavering commitment to the safety and well-being of the borough's people and property. We also extend our deepest sympathies for your loss and our heartfelt support to the Doolittle family and all of the vendors affected by the fire. We look forward to brighter days ahead as you rebuild and recover. That's all I have.
Thank you. And
Can I comment?
yes, please.
So, as many of us were at the fire, and looking at the call report from Lancaster Active Incident, and went to the 6th alarm, why wasn't our basic command center used?
I was wondering that too.
Is that, I mean, sure you don't want to call out for every initial on fire. Is there something in our system that notifies Jay when it gets to a certain level? Is it Jay that has to be the one to call it out? I don't know all the details on this. I'm just asking a question.
Thursday.
That's why I brought it up. I wanted to make sure you
Thank you. I forgot I wanted to ask that. I was wondering that too. We spent a lot of money on that equipment. Radios and everything else. Yes.
It wasn't on text my God, I didn't get an alert about it.
No, it was not, and we're aware.
Okay.
I thought about that as I was in my kitchen trying to, make sure that the people that needed to know were aware and everything. And then I finally had a breath and I was like, I'm going to get an ice cream bar, and thought, shoot, we didn't put anything on text my gov. And none of us had the ability to do that. So
What was the question, Heather, that you said you wanted to ask to? I didn't catch what.
Oh, I'm sorry, Frank. The
EOC trailer.
the EOC trailer.
EOC trailer. Instant command trailer.
The question I'd like to know is, why did they have to have a sprinkler system?
That's not something we can answer here this
Yeah.
evening. No.
It seems odd if you're going to okay that for something of that magnitude.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it could have been
I
grandfathered.
was gonna say,
There's a whole lot of.
It's very possible, and I have no idea, but it's very possible that that place was there long before the building codes would have required that. And if they
Right.
don't do any major renovations, then you don't have to,
Right.
Again, I don't know the history of that
Yeah,
building at all, but that's normally how you end up with that type
We
of situation.
outsource our fire inspection. So the fire lady code would go to the fire inspector, not us, correct?
Well, we're doing them now, but it used to be done by Chief Rhino.
I have a copy of the last fire inspection. It was due for inspection this September again. The fire inspection report listed that all the necessary safety devices were operational. Now, sprinkler system was an NA. In other words, it wasn't a sprinkler system. But the fire extinguishers were all there, they were all operational, all placed where they needed to be, smoke alarms, the Knox box, everything.
Exactly. So maybe the sprinklers may be required by the insurance company. if they want.
Usually they are.
If they rebuild or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. But I do know that one of our officers took our drone and put it up to look for hotspots in the fire, so,
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
so.
You take them from there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry,
No,
but,
no, please.
and the other thing I wanted to note about that, since we're talking about the fire, is, I think it shows a commitment of our employees, their commitment to this community, the fact that we had 6 employees that were working at that fire scene in various paid or volunteer capacities that night. It just speaks volumes for the work that, the love they have for the community, not just doing their jobs, but in their free time. And one of our employees was actually the captain in charge of the scene, so. But anyway. All right. Anything else on that? All right, then personnel. I'd like to acknowledge the receipt of the resignation for Finance Manager Tammy Bennett. I'd like to acknowledge the receipt of the resignation for Highway Department employee Robert Warfel. Presentations, we have none. Mayor Lutz, Chief Romer.
Just add to what Todd and Heather, you had so well put about the fire. Yes, the drone was there. Our officer, Brent Kaiser, was operating the drone, working side by side with Justin Meisel. I viewed the videos today. It was amazing. The drone they used was the county's. It was amazing the detail and what they were able to do. There's no doubt in my mind that they were able to more efficiently fight that fire, even though it was a total loss. They were more efficient to fight that fire with that drone in the air. Brent was able to, with the infrared camera, able to pick up hot spots with Justin standing beside him, able to direct the aerial hose on those hot spots and knock them down. It's quite a series of videos to see. You can see the need for a drone to work in instances like that. It really was something. And as you said, thanks to everybody who was able to turn out to assist, and all the agencies around the area who came to assist. With that, I received a call from Senator Fetterman's office expressing his concern and sympathy about that fire and asking if there was anything he could do. And I told him at this point, the origin of the fire was still being investigated, and the amount of loss by the vendors, I think there's like 50 vendors in there, the amount of loss from the vendors and the real estate itself is still being assessed. We don't have an estimate of the cost. I don't know if we'll have an estimate for quite some time, but I did express to him that one of the problems was only one or just a few of those 50 vendors had renter's insurance. And knowing that he has an affinity for housing and the like, that I said, this is something we fight with and we have fought with for years, trying to convince people who live in rental units and businesses who are in rental units to get renter's insurance. And I said, I don't think there's a law, or we could create a law to make someone buy insurance. But maybe there's something we can do or something we should do. I've seen this time and time again over the last 23 years. The fire out on Manor Street, Christmas Eve. One gentleman lost everything in the fire, and I asked him, hey, do you have insurance? No, I didn't get insurance. He said, I really didn't have that much stuff. It was all secondhand stuff. I'm just gonna start over again and take the loss. I said, wherever you relocate, think about getting renter's insurance. It's something that's not that expensive, and I don't know what we can do as a borough. Advertise, could we ask our landlords to put something in their lease agreement that, hey, you should get renter's insurance or whatever have you. I even thought today maybe about getting Monica across the street here to come and do a presentation that we would have on our YouTube account where people could look at it. Trying to convince people to get renter's insurance is a big thing. I don't know legislatively if the senator and they could do anything in Washington or not, but that's time after time, that's a loss. And you know, people who are struggling just to pay their rent, that's probably one of the furthest things from their mind. But the point of it is, it's almost like paying for your electric and gas and whatever have you. If you don't have it and something happens, you're totally out of luck. You're on the street. So you know, I thank him for his concern. Another thing is tomorrow morning, I'm going to be doing a roundtable discussion for the Alliance of Chesapeake Bay as the local government advisory committee representative. And what that will center around is the new Bay Agreement, which will be like 2025 and beyond. So the Bay Commission is formulating the next steps in 2025 of the Chesapeake Bay Agreement. What they're asking us to do is gather feedback from the municipalities, from the agricultural community and all, and give to them so that when they formulate the next directive for the Bay, they're able to include those things that are needed and will make a difference with the cleaning up of the Bay. And as we're concerned, the cleaning of the Susquehanna River. So I'm excited to do that. Chief, you have anything to that?
Yes, I just wanted to comment on the toll booth antiques fire. The police department continues to receive questions about the cause. And I know there's plenty of speculation on social media. I reached out to the lead investigator, the PSP fire marshal today. He has not reached a conclusion yet as to the cause, but I can comment that he is confident that fireworks were not the cause of the fire. So I know there's been a lot of speculation about that. Once again, he is very confident that fireworks were not the cause of the fire. Thank you.
Thank you, that is good to know, because there's a lot of people saying that. All right. Action items, this was a lot of housekeeping. With Tammy's departure, as she was named the assistant secretary treasurer, we did not have to appoint one. With her departure, we do need to appoint one. So this adoption, could I have a motion to adopt resolution 2024-27, naming Jake Graham as Borough Secretary Treasurer?
Second.
I have a motion by Councilperson Kaufman, second by Councilperson Stahl, to adopt resolution 2024-27, naming Jake Graham as Borough Secretary Treasurer. Again, this is a position that is required in the Borough Code, that we have someone named as this to sign our official stuff.
Can I,
Yes.
ask about taxes?
What about taxes?
Don't you have that on the
I was gonna say,
agenda?
Yeah,
That's further.
I'm looking, okay, I'm sorry.
yep, that's
I know what you're
coming.
saying.
Oh, I was like, what?
I'm sorry, I have
Oh, okay.
a pre-revised agenda.
Oh, okay. Wait. You have this one. That one. Mhm. So, all right, well, I have a motion by Council. Yes.
Sorry. Who will be the open records officer? Does that go under the secretary treasurer?
We have named Jack because he was the assistant, open records officer, so we have named him and that's been changed on our website.
Very good, thank you.
I have a motion by Councilperson Kaufman, second by Councilperson Stahl, to adopt Resolution 2024-27, naming Jake Graham as Borough Secretary Treasurer. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? And Tammy, I'm gonna have you sign this resolution then. Did you see that?
Yep, I did.
Next, we have, could I have a motion to authorize the advertisement of the position of finance manager?
Second.
Motion by Councilperson Kaufman, second by Councilperson Stahl, to authorize the advertisement of the position of finance manager. Barb has gotten some information together on how we can advertise not just in LNP, but also for Indeed and LinkedIn, correct?
Right. Yeah, LinkedIn, it seems pretty simple. They have a step-by-step, posting of jobs that you can follow. And the only time when cost comes in is when you decide, like, you can place your job and then you can sponsor your job. And when you choose to sponsor your job, it gets more hits or whatever.
Yeah, it moves it to the top of the list.
Yes, and they say, that the budget, that you set a budget if you want to do that, and the daily budget has to be greater than $7 per day. And you can set an overall budget as well, and then when you reach that overall budget, they back off on the sponsoring of your jobs. And they're, they tell you how to process your payment, how to receive the emails, and how to set that up so you receive the applications. Indeed, as they give a lot more detail, they help more as far as how to create a job description that will attract job seekers. Like, for every step of the way, they also have, you can click here and get help to do this. You can create your own questions, or you can look at our template and use the questions that we have. Now, their cost was a little bit more. I actually, rather than go into detail, I actually printed one out for everybody.
Okay.
But it can be free, but then, just like Lincoln, when you decide to sponsor your job, then that's when money comes in. And you can choose to stop or pause or move your job, at any point. You have complete control. What's also interesting about Indeed is that if you have an applicant tracking system software, we can post on that, and they'll pick up our post indirectly and put it out on all their seekers. So I don't know how detailed you want to get tonight, but if you want to look at the cost, there you go. That's for Indeed.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Thank you, Barb.
You're welcome. So that's two ways to go, but there will have to be at least one person in Indeed.
Yeah. We'll get that on there. So,
Indeed also has like step-by-step, like how to prepare yourself before you post the job, what you need to decide on before you post.
all right. Does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns about this process? I have a,
Who would, if we did go this route, who would handle the posting and monitoring of the account?
I don't know. Jake, one of us,
I would.
Could you do that, Todd?
I could be in that.
Could you help with that? Thank you. That would be great.
If we- No, I would just go to ChatGPT and ask it what I do, write everything for me. It's really smart.
Yes, it is.
Or police department admin, Pam Arnold. has experience with ED. We had advertised positions on Indeed.
So Pam would be, you're
I'm not saying
suggesting
she's an
Pam
expert, but
may
she
be
has some
able
knowledge.
to, may be able to help.
She would be.
What will be the next step?
If we can get Tammy, can you make sure that, Todd gets the job description as well?
Yes, I can.
And then however you want to.
Does the borough have a LinkedIn account?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
The borough.
Yes.
I
Yeah, we
believe
do.
so.
Yeah,
Yes, we
because
do.
when I put my resume, there's this logo there that indicates it.
Do we have an Indeed account already set up?
Not that I'm aware of. That doesn't mean there isn't one there. I'll check. Just,
She did.
yeah.
You come with Thursdays, we'll do it before.
Always.
Yeah.
Who would have access to the borough's LinkedIn account?
I believe that Mark had access to it. Let me look in the spreadsheet real quick. We have a password spreadsheet. Let me log into that and I'll tell you.
With the LinkedIn, they recommend that we don't create a page with a company name.
Oh, okay.
That it be a personal name,
Okay.
so it has to be someone's name. That is LinkedIn, not Indeed.
You know, that begs the question, Barb, you use LinkedIn. And now you're saying it has to be with a person. Use me for example. If I did that, would it only go to people that I am LinkedIn with? Or would it,
No, because there's like a job board on LinkedIn.
okay.
It says that if you use your company name, it'll cause your account to be flagged and removed. It says to set up not to set up your personal profile that way.
I think that's just talking about initially, if you're initially setting up your own profile, but Columbia Borough already has a profile set up with which to post jobs from.
Yeah.
So I don't think,
Well, it says like after you create the personal profile, then you're on and you click the work icon and there's a drop down menu and it says to create a company page.
And then you could link to the borough page
Yes,
is how you
yeah.
would do that. I don't see it on my password sheet. Let me see if it's on Mark's, like that big thing he sent to all of us. Let's see if it's in there somewhere. Let me just do a little searching while you guys.
Yeah, can you take that and look at that too, Todd? Thank you, I appreciate that. All right, so I have a motion by Councilperson Kaufman, a second by Councilperson Stahl to authorize the advertisement of the position of finance manager. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Next, could I have a motion to adopt resolution 2024-28, authorizing sale of property on South 12th Street to Frank Daltrick?
second.
I have a motion by Councilperson Kaufman, second by Councilperson Stahl to adopt resolution 2024-28, authorizing the sale of property on South 12th Street to Frank Daltrick. This is the result of the auction held on June 1st.
And it just authorizes signatories as well.
Yes,
That's the
it also authorizes signatories for that settlement.
Yep.
Yes, Frank.
When I come in, I went over to Evan and told him I could be a little late on making this payment to the borough. How much started you fund me from you see how people treat me.
All right. Motion by Councilperson Kaufman, second by Councilperson Stahl to adopt resolution 2024-28, authorizing sale of property on South 12th Street to Frank Daltrick. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Next, could I have a motion to adopt resolution 2024-29, authorizing the sale of property on Blue Lane to Blue Lane Nature Area LLC?
Second.
Motion by Councilperson Kaufman and a second by Councilperson Stahl to adopt resolution 2024-29. This is the result of the second parcel from the auction January 1st,
June 1st.
or June 1st. June 1st. I know, it seems like. Questions?
Is the McConaughey, are they connected to the Blue Lane?
This is their
Nature
LLC.
Area?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes, this
Yep.
is their LLC.
Yep.
Cool.
Was never in favor of selling that property. But as the thought proceeded and we found out that their intent was to create a natural area, it made perfect sense to me then because it was a matter of preserving the property. So if it benefited Columbia Borough and still got what I considered preserving the property, that was great. So I think it was a good, that was a good sale.
Are there any other questions, comments on this? All right, I have a motion by Councilperson Kaufman, second by Councilperson Stahl, to adopt resolution 2024-29, authorizing the sale of property on Blue Lane to Blue Lane Nature Area LLC. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? And then could I have a motion to authorize the bill payments?
Second.
A motion by Councilperson Kaufman and a second by Councilperson Stahl to authorize the bill payments. Are there any questions, comments, concerns? Nothing stuck out to me. No? Okay, I have a motion by Councilperson Kaufman, second by Councilperson Stahl to authorize the bill payments. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Next, I'm gonna do this like new business, but it's under action because we need a decision on this evening. I'd like to consider authorizing staff to hire a temporary accountant to fill the finance manager role until such time as a permanent replacement is selected. Whether this be someone through a temp agency, or if we're able to contract, we do have a couple of emails out to accounting firms to see if they are able to like do outsourced financial stuff until we have a replacement. We wanted to bring this, we don't have any plans per se. We did have an interview with someone from a temp agency. That wasn't a good fit, so we're still looking. But I wanted to make sure we got this on here for approval so that if we are able to find someone, we can do it and get them in here as soon as possible. Are any questions, comments, or concerns?
When you have somebody, will it be brought before us again, where we can see?
If we, yeah, I mean, it will be. Yeah, because we have to authorize the payment stuff. Evan, you look like.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to, like, this is to authorize you to get somebody in here as quickly as possible. So
Right.
likely before, like, you guys, this is just kind of a Band-Aid, right? I think and it's something that Jake could technically do on his own up until you spent $10,000 on it.
Right.
So this is just to kind of, because you may not know, it's saying we're going to trust in the borough administration's best guess, or at best educated guess, I should say, who is the best person to come in here and do this. So you may not know who that is, but hopefully it's very temporary. So
Yes.
yeah.
Are there any other questions, comments? Could I have a motion to authorize staff to hire a temporary accountant to fill the finance manager role until such time as permanent replacement is selected?
So maybe.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilperson Fisher, second by Councilperson Stahl, to authorize staff to hire a temporary accountant to fill the finance manager role until such time as a permanent replacement is selected. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? All right. Another thing that we realized actually late Friday, Tammy caught it, I didn't. Tammy is actually named as the deputy tax collector in our agreement with Michael Flannery. With her gone, we have to name a deputy tax collector. I have it on here to name Laurie Gerfen-Lutz as the deputy tax collector. She's the one that's receiving the taxes anyway, so in my mind, that was the natural fit.
She's in the system more than I am.
Right.
And so I'm going to show her how to do it at the end of July.
Right.
And so everything's pretty self-explanatory. You pull your reports from the county, you rectify them, you have to sign them and move on. So, and I've reached out to Michael, the elected tax, and I haven't heard back yet, but
No,
Heather
and he
was
will have
probably
to,
doing that.
yeah, if, once we officially name that person, that, what was it, the, attachment A, or what's it called, Exhibit A.
Yep.
He will have to come in and sign that, to reflect the new deputy tax collector name. Does anyone, would anybody like to make a motion to adopt the resolution naming Laurie Gerfen-Lutz as the deputy tax collector?
So moved.
All right. And a second.
Second.
A motion by Councilperson Stahl, second by Councilperson Kaufman, to adopt resolution 2024-30, naming Laurie Gerfen-Lutz as the deputy tax collector.
Is this temporary?
It can be, it can be, or it doesn't have to be. But we have to name one before Tammy goes, or when.
No, I understand this part of it.
Yeah.
And that's
But it is a role of the finance manager.
Yes.
Once we hire a finance manager, we would
change
put that role back.
Yes. Any other questions, comments, concerns? I have a motion by Councilperson Stahl, second by Councilperson Kaufman, to adopt resolution 2024-30, naming Laurie Gerfen-Lutz as the deputy tax collector. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? And I also need a motion to authorize staff to advertise the position of highway maintenance 2.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilperson Kaufman, second by Councilperson Brigard, to authorize staff to advertise the position of highway maintenance 2. Questions, comments, concerns?
Is this something that we want to put up on the other places as well?
Probably could, yes. I mean, as many places as we can.
There's, what is the job? Is the job description behind
Yeah, can we get that job description too?
it? The person looking for that type of job may not be on LinkedIn, so.
Well, right, but they
Awesome.
may be on Indeed. And if we put them both in LNP, that also goes on Monster. So.
Did you say Highway 2? Is that what it is, Jake?
Yeah, highway maintenance too.
How, who can write an ad for LNP?
Well, we probably still have the old one from the last time we hired, but I'm not sure about the finance manager one. That one I'm not sure about, so I'll have to look into that.
All right, can you look, or, I mean, would it would be on the regular J drive, I can look around, right?
No, I think I can find them.
Oh,
If
okay.
I can't find them, I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'm working
And-
on it.
Oh, it might be in the HR thing that I don't have access to.
Yes. You will after tomorrow when Taylor comes, so you'll get
Oh,
that.
okay.
You'll get that
Oh,
tomorrow.
yeah, because I need the finance one, I need the
Yeah,
finance one.
yeah, you'll get that tomorrow after Taylor comes.
Question,
Yes.
I think does this job have to be advertised in-house first?
Yes, correct. The Highway 2 would need to be advertised and typically what Mark does, he sends a notice to the union. He asks them to waive the 2-week notice so we can do dual posting, which means it will be internally posted and externally posted at the same time. And I have something.
Yeah.
To show
So
you.
we didn't forget that.
That is-
Yeah.
Yep. that is
Thank
correct.
you, because I didn't think about that. All right. Are you able to send something to them, Tammy? Or
Yeah.
tell me who to send it to, or tell Jake who
Yeah.
to send it to?
Well,
Okay.
get that.
All right. Well, with that being said, I have a motion by Councilperson Kaufman, a second by Councilperson Brigard, to authorize staff to advertise the position of highway maintenance 2. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? All right. Next, we have a special event application for the Conajohola Flats Open on August 3rd, 2024, from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. at River Park. I think this is pretty self-explanatory. Does anyone have any questions, comments, any reason why we can't vote on this tonight? No? So I have a motion to approve the special event application for the Conajohola Flats Open August 3rd, 2024, from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. at River Park.
Second.
A motion by Councilperson Kaufman, second by Councilperson Stahl, to approve the special event application for the Conajohola Flats Open August 3rd, 2024, from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. at River Park. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Next, we have special event application for the Clifford Edmond event, August 31st, 2024, and September 1st, 2024, from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Maple Park. This is an annual thing. Does anyone have any reason why we cannot vote on this tonight? No? So I have a motion to approve the special event application for the Clifford Edmond event, August 31st, 2024, and September 1st, 2024, from 12 to 9 p.m. I have a motion by Councilperson Fisher and a second by Councilperson Kaufman to approve the special event application for the Clifford Edmond event. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? And next, we have a special event application for the Susquehanna National Heritage Area to host the canoe-mobile field trips. That's always a fun thing. From 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., beginning October 2nd and ending October 8th. It's like every day. They're very popular, too.
It's, it's one of the most exciting things that they do down there.
Yeah.
For the youth.
Yep.
School kids from all around, they book, different schools book time there. They go through teaching the kids safety first out in the field, and then they get in the canoe-mobile. And I went down several times and talked with the kids, and it's amazing how many kids, it's their first trip to the Susquehanna River, and even more amazing, their first trip on the river.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it really turns on some of the youth, and I think that's really needed today to expose them to our Susquehanna River and the outdoors. So it's a really good program.
Are there any, is there any concern that we shouldn't vote this evening? All right. Could I have a motion to approve the special event application?
Second.
A motion by Councilperson Kaufman, a second by Councilperson Stahl, to approve the special event application for the Susquehanna National Heritage Area to host canoe-mobile field trips from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. beginning October 2nd and ending October 8th. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? All right. Staff reports, comments, and announcements. Solicitor Gable.
Not too much to report tonight. Certainly been busy without Mark here. I've been trying to stay on top of the right to know request that the chief and Tammy are sending me. So hopefully I'm providing you some good assistance there, and trying to get these 2 properties to settlement so we can get you guys paid. That should happen within the next couple of weeks here. So, and you will have your lien report on, I think it's August 13th next month. So yeah.
All right. Secretary Treasurer. Mr. Graham.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Tammy and Bob for the great work that they've done during their tenure here with Columbia Borough, and just like to wish us the best.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Thanks.
Boards, commissions, and committees, upcoming meetings. There's a zoning hearing board on July 31st, and Parks and Rec meets August 8th. That's the same night as council, but they meet at 6 p.m. We meet at 7. In your packet, there's also the approved planning commission meeting minutes from June 18th, 2024. Borough council comments. Councilperson Regard.
Text my gov.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. It's a process, yes. That's all.
Tammy, thanks for everything.
Oh, you're welcome.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you, Barb. Thank you so much.
Yeah, a couple things. Thank you, Tammy.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Bob, as well. Rick Fisher will be holding a community appreciation for the Columbia Borough Fire Department. It will be held at the Market House on August 30th. And it's a $50 per person for stories on ghost tales and the haunted towns, the haunted areas of Columbia or river towns, and also tours of the dungeon. So I want to put that out there. Reach out to Rick Fisher. Evan, I have a question on the sales of the water plant and the firehouse.
Okay.
Where do we stand at?
We are, as far as the wastewater treatment plant is concerned, we are waiting for Norfolk Southern to figure out what they want to do with that crossing. The potential buyer in that situation is working on that, the end buyer, I should say. They are working on that. I haven't heard anything in a little while. We've been a little busy, but I will follow up with him in the next couple of days to see if they've gotten anything. As far as the firehouse is concerned, they have, I believe Mark sent them everything, and they should have at least the lease to review. And then I think the way the EDC wanted to handle that was to get the wastewater treatment plant done and then focus on the firehouse. So we are working on both of those as well, but I will try to fast track those a little bit.
Oh, and one other.
Yeah.
Cash flow I'm sitting on. I forget the action. The grant we got for the Market House.
The rack pay.
Rack P.
Where do we at with that?
Still waiting for the money.
I was going to say, I think that as far as I know, and this is a Derek question because C.S. Davidson is the one that's helping us with that. But as far as I know, they have all the information that they need, and we're just waiting.
We're just waiting for the state to cut the check.
Yeah. I might reach out to some people and see if I can do something about that because it's kind of ridiculous that it has been as long as it has to, yeah. Yep.
That's all I know. Oh, no, one more thing. National Night Out.
Thank you.
Tuesday, August 6th. Tuesday, August 6th. It is a great program. I've been on for the last couple of them. It seems like everybody from is there. Have fans, ice cream, free food, boost. And with all that being said, Jay got a question for me. I know from being Parks and Rec committee, they like to set the table on them for that. Is there a Columbia Parks and Rec signage, or
There is a tablecloth somewhere.
would you know where that's at, or would that be more Wilson?
Wilson, I'm not aware of that, but
I thought there was one.
I think they talked about getting one, but it's never been.
Oh, it didn't.
Is there a standard Columbia Borough one?
Pattern, tablecloth, anything?
And it says a Columbia Borough, okay. That's good to know. Maybe we can do something for them. Right, that's what I'm saying. Well, I just think they didn't talk to Jake, let him make that decision.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend his money.
nope.
Yeah.
But I know they had interest in going out there and being part of it. So that's everything I have. Thank you.
All right. Councilperson Stoll.
Thanks, Tammy. I know there's a lot of people who could take this compliment, but I saw a sign once that said, "Nobody notices what I do until I don't do it." And that fits what you did when you came in. There was a mess to clean up, and we're all in a better position in our finances because of what you did. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
We
you
do
saying
notice
that.
what you do.
Thank you.
But we will notice that you're gone. And thanks to Bob too. I know he was a go-getter and a real help to have here on the Borough crew. We'll miss him.
Yep.
That's it.
Just again, Tammy, we've worked very close and, but thank you. Thank you for all you did, and thank you for always being honest and thank you for being able to be the one to sit there and say, where's the money coming from? Where's the money coming from? Where's the money coming from? Because it was always interesting to hear the big ideas, but you were always the one saying, where's the money coming from? So, and thanks to Bob, he hung most of the hometown hero banners that are all over this town. And so that's great. And I saw Bob today. There must have been a spill out on 13th Street or 14th Street.
There were several of them through
Yeah.
town from a bus.
Yeah. So I saw him out there. I saw him out there putting the stuff down, sweeping it up. So, but all right, I think that is it, and I think so. I'm all lost. This evening, once we're adjourned, we will, announcement of next meeting at 7 p.m. on Thursday, August 8th. Council will hold a workshop. Again, it's moved to Thursday because of National Night Out. At this point, I believe the plan is to review the yearly budget to this point. I'm not sure. We may end up canceling it depending on where we're going. But we'll figure that out closer to the time. And this evening, we will be adjourning to executive session to discuss personnel matters related to replacement of staff. Could I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion by Councilperson Fisher, second by Councilperson Stahl to adjourn at 8:10 p.m. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? All right, we're adjourned.
Do you need me?
Well,
Do you want me to stay? That's what I'm asking.
I need to know who at this table does not,
This thing's
yeah,
on
turn that off,
I do that.
does not have
And the
a
stream.
key
down
to
there
the
somewhere.
lockbox for checks. You don't have one, Barb, you do not have one? Okay, you